Hi, friends. It's Cheryl from Tutoring with Cheryl and the Tech Hub for Tutors at Tech Tutor Innovate. And I'm going live to invite you to the Google Classroom Bootcamp that I'm hosting this Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Central time zone. And I'm going to actually grab the invitation link and throw it in the chat right now before I forget, because I get busy and sometimes I just don't get that done. Now, I am not in my office as usual. I'm in my husband's office, and that office has a cat, and the cat is right there walking right around the computer. So if I suddenly reach out and go, stop that, that's the cat. But it's not about the cat today. It's about the Google Classroom Bootcamp that I'm hosting. And this is really for educators and small business owners who are trying to either tutor or teach online, or you want a place to house your instructional trainings for your employees. And I am going to tackle that in the Google Classroom Bootcamp. Now, I'm going to look back over at my description because I want to make sure that I include everything in my chat with you here right now. So for those of you that really still don't know me a whole lot and you just run across this, in a live, or you're looking at recordings from different people. My name is Cheryl Euling. I used to be a classroom teacher. I left the classroom and started working for an online tutoring company, and quickly found that I couldn't pay my bills with that. So I left and became an online educator. And I had a lot of help doing that. I have to tell you that this was not something that I did easily on my own. I paid some other people to kind of teach me the ins and outs of what was going on. And I built the confidence so that I was able to do what I'm currently doing right now. But I really do hear your struggle. If you're sitting there thinking, well, how am I going to run a virtual lesson? And how do I share my screen? And what's going to happen if the power doesn't work? And how am I going to meet my students? And I want to use Zoom, but I don't want to pay for that. Isn't there something else, that there's another option out there? And what about a whiteboard? And how am I going to store all of the information and just share it? You want to come up with simple solutions for online virtual teaching. I've got them for you. I've tried just about everything, but maybe you don't even want to do that. Maybe you just want to create a course for somebody and you want to share that. Or maybe you're that small business owner and you're like, I need my employees to show me that they're competent at something. And so you want to make training videos and then create a form or a quiz for them to take. Got you covered, because I'm going to show you the ins and outs of this at the Google Classroom Bootcamp that's coming soon. It is this Thursday, January 9th at 8 p.m. Central. I totally understand where that frustration that maybe you've had. Maybe you're driving to the students' houses, the weather's bad. Maybe you're working really late and you don't want to be out that late. You'd rather be teaching from the comfort of your own home in your pajamas. Maybe you want to, maybe you're really good with technology. You just haven't figured all of this out, or maybe you're not very good with technology and you're afraid of it. I've got you covered. I'm going to go through really all of those things in the boot camp. It'll only take about an hour. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of how I'm currently using it with my students, how I've used it for one-to-one students. I've used it with small groups. I've used it as coursework. I've used it as courses that I've sold. The other adults have been learning from me in a self-paced course, and I want to share that with you. And so if you click on the calendar invite, what you're going to find is the details of what I'm going to share, but you're also going to find a payment link. And I would love to present everything for free, but this one's not a freebie. If you're already a Tech Hub for Tutors member, not a problem. You've already paid your dues. You're either meeting me monthly with a payment through a subscription, or you're paying for the whole year. Those members get to come for free. They've already got that covered. Those of you that are just kind of curious and you're like, how does this work? What does this look like? This is a perfect opportunity to come into, a small portion of the Tech Hub for Tutors membership and learn from me directly. I'm going to do, it's a little bit like a webinar situation, but you can totally ask me questions as I'm going through the information, get your questions answered live in this live event. So it'll take an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how many questions there are. And then we're going to wrap that up. And if you want additional support, I have already in a Google Classroom, yes, in a Google Classroom, I have a course built out for you that you can go step by step as quickly or as slowly as you want. to replicate the things that I'm going to share with you inside of the Google Classroom Bootcamp. Now, this course is great for educators. It's also great for small business owners, but maybe there's somebody else out there who's thinking, oh, I could just use this for my own life. And maybe you've got like relatives that you're doing his family history, and you don't want to go through a website or something like that. You don't want to make a website. Guess what? If you have a Gmail account, you can totally set up a site that will house your photos, your documents, your videos, and you can create like this library of information for your relatives, and then you just invite them into the Google Classroom, and then they get to have all of that information. You can add them as a teacher, and then they have editing rights inside of it. So it's really a unique spin on storing information and sharing that information with other people, and I'm here to share that with you. So I'm going to wrap it up by inviting you to come and join me this Thursday night. Yep, I tutor on Thursday, but Thursday evening, after I'm all wrapped up, I will be joining you from my home office, not my husband's office, but I will be joining you there. And so make sure that you prepay the $30 to be let into the meeting, and we will share all of those awesome secrets, the secret sauce to teaching virtually from anywhere in the world. And as a matter of fact, I am going to be traveling in February. I'm going to be sitting poolside and teaching my classes because it's going to be 2 hours earlier there. My students are going to meet me at their normal time. I don't have to cancel any of my classes. I can get some vitamin D that I so desperately need from the sunshine and sit and still meet my awesome students, and they won't miss a beat. I hope to see you there at the Google Classroom Bootcamp this Thursday night, January 9th at 8 p.m. Central. Click on the link, pay your $30 US dollars, and I'll let you into the meeting.